This is Remote Daily, your daily dose of inspiration. This is Remote Daily, an oasis of innovation for your mind, your heart, your soul. Connect, recharge, and go enjoy your weekend with Remote Daily. This is Remote Daily.
Thank you. And this is the one and only and wonderful facilitator of today. Please welcome Patricia Patty Nassauer. Hi, great to have you with us.
Hello. Yeah.
And so I'll hand the mic to you.
You'll hand the mic to me. Okay. The session is called How to Build a Community-Based Business, but I will disappoint people right from the front because I'm not going to talk about it. Actually, you're all here part of this journey, and we will work on some elements. But let me tell you the real story behind it. So some of you, most of you were here last week or this week, and I also joined Remote Daily a couple of months ago because I saw Felix talking in a Corona situation room, live stream here done by a team in Germany. And then I came to this group. And obviously Felix and the team, they involved us, and they were working already on the future of this group and so on. And we also had, so this week, a session, I think, where Felix asked us, so what could be a remuneration model? What would be, how often you guys want to have this, and so on. And since we also have this Slack group, Slack, I also typed in there and wrote Felix a message because, well, with my background, a lot of years in advertising agencies, national and international agencies, I obviously also worked on business, brand positionings and product developments. And I said, hey, if you need me, I can help you. And then, and Felix wrote back and he said, yeah, what about this Friday? And I was like, okay, this Friday. So I thought, okay, I'll do a little session maybe with Britt and Grace and Felix first, like right after or before this session. And then I read again his message and I was like, no, wait, he's saying we do it now. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm currently jumping anyhow every day into cold water. At least that's a saying, we say it in German. Being as new as a freelancer and the trainer and so on. And then Felix also came up straight with the title, community-based business. And we said, okay, because I trust this group as much as Felix trusts, and as I think we all trust each other. So why not use the whole knowledge in there? And that's basically what we're going to do today. So it's not a lecture from my side. It's more like I brought 2 questions or exercises that we will work on, which normally fills like 2 days full of workshop and a lot of business models, strategies, etc. And we are going to do this now in one breakout session. It's going to be around 8 minutes long. I hope that's okay. And a second exercise, as I said before. Before we start with the session, I actually would like to have Felix back on stage, because what I think is still necessary is something that we always do when we go into brand development process or into all this repositioning things, is where we're coming from. And I think there is already a lot existing, and Felix I would like you to lead us through where you are coming from and this project.
Thank you so much, Patty. You have worked with some of the biggest brands in the world. You speak, I think, 5.5 languages. So incredible privilege to have you join us for this hour. Yes, we created a deck for Remote Daily that gives a few insights into, what this actually is or can be. And I would just like to use a minute to walk you through this. So the tagline that we created first was connecting innovators for a daily dose of inspiration. And the needs that we identified that people are experiencing currently is this longing for meaningful connection, for learning, and for virtual experiences that are nonlinear, that are interactive, and that are special. And of course, what we have created here, you all know, but maybe you haven't seen a slide like this where we actually try to break down the hour and say, what does it look like? There's live music, there's meditation, there are speakers, there's a lot of collaborative tools and exercises. And of course, there's the serendipity, the networking, the exchange that is happening. And diving into our big speaker network, of course, led to one of the moments that you have all been part of, a massive, of course, proof of concept from somebody who is very, very involved in the tech community, but also in the small business community all over the United States, and is a famous person on television, social media, and a billionaire business owner. So when Mark Cuban came on, of course, it was one of the moments where we saw this is actually something that not only works for a community, but it could bring in people that have a very large reach and a very large audience. And we have collected some numbers on this community also. Grace did an analysis of the industries that are represented in the room. Of course, there's a lot of tech and people management, HR, learning and development, the senior positions that are pretty amazing. So a lot of you have a lot of senior leadership experience. And we also saw that we have a lot of small and medium-sized businesses that are being represented by all of you in the room. And the part of the pie that shows very large enterprise corporations have been growing over the last couple of weeks, but it was fairly small in the beginning. This might be the chart I enjoy almost showing because I never had an NPS of 9.9 of anything I have ever done in my life. So that is you, that is your feedback, that is what you send us via email, via Slack, via the chat every day. And this is, why this is so powerful. So that was a very quick insight in what we show as our why and as our numbers. And now back to you, Patty.
Okay, so there are already a lot of great things in there. And there's one thing I would like to point out. Remember when we were this week, we had the discussion. So it's hard for us to explain to someone else, what is it? What is this session? And I personally like very much the sentence that you have at the front page, which is the daily dose of inspiration. And we have Eleanor and Dario singing to us every day about it. And then there is this other thing, that the inspiration for most of us, also what a lot of us discussed in the session, I think on Wednesday, and wrote down in the chat, is what's the inspiration for us? It's a mixture, or everything, a mixture of meditation, of the gratitude, of music, of the speaker, of the people, also the breakout sessions. So what is it then that we need to work on? Is it only really just to decide on the business model? And I think and we discussed up front, Felix and I, and we said there are two major things that we still need to figure out or need to adjust a bit. And the one thing is, which are the easiest for big companies? The one is the why, and the second is the vision. And those are the things that we are going to work now. Yeah, work now in 30 minutes. And this is all live stream on YouTube, so we can sell this business model out to anyone then, how to work on brands and develop business models like this. But before we come to the why, and so that we all get into it, we're now, all the companies and in marketing, everyone is talking about purpose. and the why. And in order to remind us all what this is exactly, we would like to share with you now, and Felix is going to put it in, remind us 3 minutes of Simon Sinek and talking on the golden circle. And sound on.
Volume okay?
Yeah.
So far?
I call it the golden circle. Why, how, what? This little idea explains why some organizations and some leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. Let me define the terms really quickly. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do, 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP. But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care? Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. We go from the clearest thing to the fuzziest thing. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Let me give you an example. I use Apple because they're easy to understand and everybody gets it. If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done, that's how most sales is done, and that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do, we say how we're different or how we better, and we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, a vote, something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We have, we always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets great gas mileage. It has, leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspiring. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Totally different, right? You ready to buy a computer?
So, yeah, Joe just wrote, he sends this video all over to everyone in the team. It's indeed one of the most viewed films of TED Talks. And but Felix, tell us what was the reason why you started this initially, Remote Daily?
So we started this in March because we felt that the people who are part of our work, were part of our Work Awesome conferences on the future of work that we used to host in New York and Berlin before the pandemic. Basically, the people on our email lists, the knowledge workers, the people leaders, the creatives, the startup founders, were going through a lot at the same time and had a lot of questions. So we thought we would show up for them every day for a few weeks, not knowing that now we would have an entirely new community. So that's why.
Okay, but here's the point. So the time has changed. Well, the time is changing anyhow all the time. But let's say that it's at one point the curve will go down and life will go to normal. We have to continue to work with it. We know that by now, I guess. But nevertheless, I think so the emergency is not there anymore. And basically that is the reason why we have to find or to create kind of a new why, isn't it? So, and this is the why, this is the why we are looking for. And this is the why we want all of you to give input. And we want you to go into breakout sessions now. And I guess we could go four in each group, Britt, if that's okay, should be fine. so that we have 4 groups or 5, 4 to 5 people. And if you guys could work on, it's an 8-minute session, and discuss in the group, what is the bigger why for this? Remember, on the one hand side, why you join every day, but try also to think of what is the bigger why for this format to exist. And remember what Simon Sinek said also on Apple. And then we come back and we will have ask you, 3 of you, to talk about it.
Welcome back. And I'll hand the mic right back to Patty.
Yeah, so I had an interesting group, but I want to ask first someone from the other group. Someone wants to talk? And do me a favor, because we might, every idea, every thought from you is helpful. So please, it would be great if one person of the group can speak up and share with us your ideas, what you talked about. And if someone else can add just in the chat and write it up. Yeah, so that we don't have any idea lost. Yvonne, I see you. Go ahead, Yvonne.
Okay, so I think I think the best thing that I can come up with of from what we talked about as a why is Felix talking about how he wanted people to connection, to connect better. And one of the first words that had come to me was community. And Jonathan? Yeah, Jonathan mentioned how important he thinks it is that this is a daily thing, in that we come here every day and we get to see these faces on a daily basis, where we're maybe missing that from pre-COVID and going to the office and having that routine with people. So again, I think that brings us back to the idea of community. And then I think the topics and as he mentioned, high level thinking that's going on here, I think is a super big part of such a technical thing, super big, but it's a really important part of what's happening here, I think.
Mm-hmm. So, thank you. Joe, I see you. And
I think, and we talked about this in the group, and I go back to something I think, Felix, you articulated early on, that redefining some social contractor context, right? So this is different. So we're defining something different. But what this is, and we talked about, Eileen mentioned this is personal and professional development for individuals through your head and your heart. But it's a different way. It's a different construct. It's a different, and so redefining how people and professionals learn and grow and develop. I think there's something there that you can build on, and being business minded and based on our conversation yesterday, it is that development piece where I think you can monetize. And Felix, I've talked about that. So
yeah, I really like it in connection also with all this discussion of humanizing business. Mm-hmm. I think there is definitely something. Someone else?
Wow, so powerful.
So with a lot of things. Or is it, Christopher, you want to talk words and whys that came up in our group?
Yeah, I think the word community definitely came up, as well as inspiration, as well as, I don't know if I have as many words to use to speak. We spoke in sentences, not necessarily in specific words. And I didn't take notes, unfortunately, when we were talking. Yep. John, do you want to jump in and help me out here? Where's John? John's not even here anymore.
No, I think that's it. I was going to type this in the chat, but Felix loves to challenge and engage people, including himself. I think one of the interesting things is in some of these sessions that we've had, and Felix has even said in the session that he's out of his comfort zone. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know what to say. I think that's really humanizing, and it really makes us feel like we're all in it together. That's something that I think really is helpful.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Can I ask actually Felix a question about the one thing I did bring up was always thinking about the why, thinking about the customer or the client and how you define that, because we were talking about us being the customers for this, and how does that then play into how do you develop a why for that customer, or has that been sort of the thought process?
Sorry, Christopher, I'm not sure if I understood the question. So are you asking who the customers are, the target group is, or?
Yeah, when I think about whys, I think if I'm looking for a business why, there's usually a customer or there's an orientation toward a client, and thinking about who those people would be. It's people like us, or it's people that are in the group that are the customers, if you want to call us that.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to understand your interpretation of, is that true, or is there something else you're thinking in terms of remote daily?
So the quick answer is that our conferences usually draw from people leadership, organizational transformation, and technology. Those are the two kind of like industries that are heavily represented. And it goes like, it's mostly senior and C-level. But I'm not sure if there's a target group here. I don't know if there has to be. Maybe it's just a filter for people that, you know, the more people that discover this, the more people will find of the purpose of it being an addition to their lives or not. And based on that, will actually stay or not. But again, very uncomfortable right now because I can't answer your question properly. Thanks for asking.
I think you did a great job.
One last thing, and for this is talking about the vision. Again, we have 11 minutes left and still a lot of things to say. We want you guys, whenever it comes to vision, it's, and I think Felix asked us also the question, or we discussed it, where are we going to be in 1 year time? And this is kind of sometimes a bit more difficult. So we want to, there is one exercise, and I feel like that's a very simple, very easy point to break it down, to write down and give it some words. So I'm going to share with you my screen, and this is totally made up, and I hope we don't cause any legal issues here with any of,
just watch this in awe.
I cannot. Can someone give me quickly host?
Sure.
Did it.
No, yeah, I know, I see it now. So this is,
Boom.
if you can see it, it's Friday, July 2021, and New York Times titles, Olympic Games finally about to start today. Everybody getting excited around the world. And there is a little article which a guy, Felix Seltner, is writing on the cover page. And it needs a headline. And what is the headline that you guys want to see there in 1 year, talking about 1 year remote daily? So, because this is basically what's the vision of it all. So what is in one sentence the headline you want to see about remote daily in New York Times or in any other magazine business related? And we want to give you now 4 minutes to write in silence, and then to feel free to share in chat directly. And I'm going online to put it here in and to edit in our front page.
And Dario is helping us to think. Thank you, Dario.
Felix, you look at the time. I'm typing. Please. My God, this is like. Sure it is. Thanks, Joe.
All right, shall we, Patty?
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I captured. I'm sure I missed some. Oh yeah, this is basically. Okay.
I love this so
So,
much.
but we have the chat anyhow. So. Okay. Cool.
I love this so much. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, so here are some. We still have the chat, but we're going to read there. So R&D Remote Daily reaches 1 billion members. No longer remote, but still daily. Franchise versus inclusion. Redefine remote collaboration. How corporate learning and development has been completely transformed. Inspirational social connection and social consciousness lives on. I love this one, I must say. President Biden joins Remote Daily. Crack the code of remote team engagement and culture. How a community built a business on Zoom. An oasis for making business human. And Remote Daily saves the Western world by making capitalism less evil. Where community meets opportunity. Niche remote community created in 2020 to build community during coronavirus transformed the way we work, think, learn, and build community. That's it for the time being, and I'm sure there are much more in the chat, which we were unfortunately not able to copy so much in. So, and with all this input, I hope, Felix, you have a lot of inspiration. There is still a lot of work to do, but yeah, this is, I guess, the gift of all of us to you back. And so enjoy the weekend with this. But of course, we are here if you need anything else again. So back to you, Felix.
And major applause and kudos to you, Patty, for facilitating today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for putting in the work, for just being who you are, standing up 48 hours ago and facilitate. Thank you. This was a huge gift from you, from all of you. And Patty, I hope we can continue this. And again, very, very powerful energy in the room here. The AMA brought so many moments to us here as a team that we're still processing on, and we have a lot of work to do. So thank you. And just a quick outlook, because next week, seriously, fasten your seatbelts. Monday, Michelle Young, co-founder of Untapped Cities, the most innovative platform for urban adventure in New York. Tuesday, global innovation expert and keynote speaker Max Giordano on The Next Normal. Wednesday, master networker, social impact innovator Susan McPherson. Thursday, the leader of learning and development at Gap Inc., who had to fire her entire team and reinvented her work, Beth Message. And on Friday, best-selling author and WNYC radio host D.W. Gibson with his new book, 14 Miles, with first-hand accounts from people living along Trump's planned border wall. Where do you meet all these innovators, all these amazing people? Right here on Remote Daily. And this is your final song of the day. Thank you.
I got this thing I got this swing, swing, swing all over my body, all over my body. We got this thing, thing, thing. We got this swing, swing, swing all over our bodies, all over our bodies. Hey, hey. Running after your mind, getting caught up in your thoughts all of the time. Well, it's gonna be fine if you get the rhythm. Come on, get your rhythm. Put it in your feet, put it in your smile. Bring it to me and I'll put it on fire. Shake off your stress, embrace the mess. Turn that no into a yes. We're gonna flow, release and let go. What the future holds, nobody knows. So release and let go. And come on, swing, let it swing, let it swing. We got this thing, thing, thing. Got this swing, swing, swing all over our bodies, all over our bodies. You got your thing, thing, thing. I said you got your swing, swing, swing. Yeah, I feel it in your body. I'll feel it in your body. Hey, 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 hey. Let the light come down into your shoulders, into your hips. Swing them right, swing them left, swing them right, swing them left. Turn on the radio. Hey, it's your favorite daily show. Whether you're moving fast or slow, feeling high or low, you can swing. We're gonna flow, release and let go. What the future holds, nobody knows. From head to toe, oh, oh, we're gonna swing, let it swing, let it swing. We got this thing, 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 yeah, got this swing, swing, swing all over our bodies, all over our bodies. You got your thing, thing, thing. I wanna hear you sing, 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 and feel it in your body. I said feel it in your body, break it down, Dario. Thing, thing, thing. We got this swing, swing, swing all over our bodies, all over our bodies. You got your thing, thing, thing. Come on, hear you sing, sing, sing. Yeah, feel it in your body. I said, feel it in your body. Here we go. Everyone got your thing, thing, thing. You got your swing, swing, swing. I said, feel it in your